We accept the reality that this is part of life. You're gonna have to go through pain, and that's the only way you're gonna grow. That's the only way you're gonna get to the next level. You get better how to handle situation because nothing is constant today. Everything is beautiful. The market is great. Everybody's making money. Everybody's happy. 2 months from now is a different story.
I remember I was in the gym with Chris. I was working out, and you called me. It's like, Jarek, I get you $2 million cash. Like they want to just buy your contract for $2 million.
I'm like, do it, please. This isn't easy. 2 million.
In like 5 minutes.
When I got into the real estate, okay, this is gonna be my career. Real estate is limitless. You can become an investor. You actually encouraged me. I don't know, like 10 years ago. You were like, you better start buying. And I call him like, hey, Jarek, I found this house for $600,000. I can get this much rent. And your answer was always, go buy it.
Go buy it.
Stop thinking.
Stop thinking too much. Yes.
You're gonna go down the rabbit hole. It's gonna happen. There are news, this, that. As long as you catch it and you get back on track and you learn how to do that quickly, you're gonna be fine.
Welcome to Mastering the Inner and Outer Wealth with your host, Jarek Tadla, where we dive deep into the art of building freedom from the inside out. Together, we'll uncover practical strategies, real-life success stories, and expert insights to help you master your inner wealth and create the life you've always wanted. So let's get started.
Welcome to Mastering the Inner Wealth and Outer Wealth podcast. Today we have my dear friend, Gilles. Gilles is a real estate agent. He's a very successful agent. Don't be humble. Don't be shy. He's been with me. We've been working together. We started, it's been like 15 years now, 12, 13 years, 15 years.
It took a long time.
Yes.
To get there.
And it's like in this industry, it's so hard to break through. I mean, I was a real estate agent as well. And it's not easy. It's like you have the pressure from everybody, from the top, from the bottom, from the clients. And at the end of the day, we have all this stuff going on at home.
Yes.
How do you how long, just tell us more, like how long you've been in business, who you work for, and
Well, first of all, thank you for having me inviting me to your podcast. It's an honor to be here. We've been friends for a long time, clients, so I'm very, very happy to be here and do this with you. As far as business, I've been in business for 20 years, almost, since the end of 2004.
You know how we run into each other. Remember the beach house?
You called me about the beachfront house.
And you just showed up.
You came, you walked in, 3 seconds later, I'm done. I don't want this. Bye. Then it took me like years of trying to break into you.
Yes.
It's not easy.
It's not.
But eventually, we started to build some trust and.
But it's like for like I'm in real estate, so real
Yes.
estate agents, it's like they want one thing, and so I was always blocking everybody,
Yeah.
so not easy. But you were completely different. You never give in.
Yeah.
You will always talk, and then now, I mean, we are amazing friends.
Yes.
Like you definitely in my inner circle. There's no question asked.
100%.
And all the advices and everything I do in South Florida is you.
Yes.
Everything is run through you. So
Yes, but it took. I had to prove myself. I
Yeah.
had to prove myself. You gave me some challenges. I made it happen.
Well, I remember, I gave you the one house on Seminole.
Yes.
Like I couldn't sell it, and then you came through, and you got offers immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately, and the house was on the market for like 6 months, a year, and it was a struggle.
Almost a
and
year,
you,
yeah.
and you get it. You told me 60 days, and you were out of contracts in 45.
Yes.
So, but that was just the first one. That was
the
just
first one. I worked
You know,
hard because I knew that was very, very important to get done, to earn your trust. And, we brought some football players, some business people, and through some connections, we were able to get a deal done. And I think that was our first big deal together. And then the rest is history. We've done many, many other deals that went well. And I'm looking forward to many more. We got a lot of great plans,
Yes.
a lot of beautiful things coming up, amazing
For
projects.
anybody who is a real estate agent right now, after 15 years, we even become partners now. So there is a chance. There is a chance.
Yes.
Don't give up. Like for me, you walk me through because like for me the hardest. I know that we talk about it a lot. For me, the hardest was because I was in the industry as well. I was an
Yes.
agent. I have 600 agents under me. We have 3 offices, and it wasn't easy. I couldn't, like, I completely burned out.
Yeah.
Completely burned out, because when the market was doing amazing, everybody loved me. When the market was crashing, everybody hated me. And it was like I supposed
It's
to,
your
like,
fault.
like I have the crystal ball
It's your
that
fault.
I supposed to have. Yes, I supposed to have the crystal ball to predict the
Yeah.
market. You know that's not the case. Like, we don't know. We're just gonna do the job. How do you deal with this? Like, on a daily basis, the mindset and the struggles, and because, like, we're gonna go deep. Like, everybody who's
Yes.
listening right now, because it thinks that we're gonna talk about the real estate. We will touch on real estate.
Yes.
But I promise you, we're gonna go a little bit deeper. It took me a while to get Gilles convinced to do the podcast with me. He didn't want to do it, so. And I know how, like, sometimes when we talk, like in the car, like you and I, when
Yeah.
we go through the struggles, like,
Yeah.
I love those conversations, because
Yeah.
we connect on different level.
Yeah, we went through a lot of similar things
Yeah.
in life. You were a realtor. You went through. You have 4 kids. I have 5 kids. Well, you have 5 kids now.
I have 5 kids now.
Yes. So we have 5 kids.
We went through divorce, like.
So it's a big family. We went through divorces. It's almost about the same time.
No, I think you went first. You didn't
Well-
guide me through mine. So I think you
I
went.
hope I didn't influence that.
No. You guide me through.
Yeah, but different. We went through our hard time and struggles on a personal level, and spiritual, family. So and then we found the love of our lives after, and we're living the dream. Life is beautiful, and we get the kids in the right place. So yeah, we have a lot of similarities, and that brought us together even stronger, I think, because we opened up to
Yeah.
each other, and we shared like our like what we're going through. So
And we're going on daily basis.
and it's not
never
over,
get easy.
life goes
Yeah.
on, and there's going to be more challenges and more great times, good times. But one thing that's different after coming out of that, we both feel, and I see that with you as well, we grew a lot. I think we have our mind in the right place. We appreciate our family more. We appreciate the good moments. We appreciate the little things more than ever, because we both are similar personalities. We both came from like an athletic background, tennis. You were a swimmer, competitive mindset, goals. We both are very driven. Maybe you a lot more than I am.
No, we're both the same. I think we both the same.
Different level.
Yeah, we are neck.
But I think with that, today I feel like we control that more. That's still there, but we have our priorities in the right place. Don't you agree? I think.
I think we also we both go through the struggles at the same time, because people we talk about it all the time, Gilles.
Yeah.
People only see the successes.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, Gilles is #1 in the golden. He closed those 3 properties. Everybody knows him in Bay Colony. Everybody in Coral Ridge. Everybody, you showed up at all the events.
Yes.
People only see the good
results.
stuff, but they don't see all the struggles. Like,
yeah.
if somebody listened to our calls, like sometimes where we like both cry and we just bitch, it's like, brother, when the shit's gonna end? And
Never.
it's like never. We already know that we're in for the game. We open the gate and we already know we're in for the game. So I think like between both of us, we just sharpen the edge.
Yes,
So
100%.
it's like
You're absolutely right. I think we now came to the reality. We accept the reality that this is part of life. You're gonna have to get to the next level, to grow. You're gonna have to go through pain, and that's the only way you're gonna grow. That's the only way you're gonna get to the next level. You get better how to handle situation, because nothing is constant. Today, everything is beautiful. The market is great. Everybody's making money. Everybody's happy. 2 months from now is a different story. A crash. Okay, what am I gonna do now?
Or the kids remind us. The kids go through all their stuff, and it's like, through their ups and downs, and then, it's like, it's what we think something is important, like our deals are important, and there's something going on in our home, and it's like, shit, Gilles, this happened, or you call me Jarek, this happened, and it's like, oh my God.
Yes.
And suddenly all the outside wealth, it
doesn't
just
matter.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Like we have to go back, reset, pray, meditate, and it's like, just go deep and figure out what is the most important, and the connection with kids, with our with
Yes.
our queens, with our wives, and I
100%.
think this is everything.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah.
I think now we spend more time paying attention to spending more quality time with our kids, being there, not just chasing the dream
Yeah.
all 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna do this deal because it's gonna take me away from my kids and my wife, and so we pay more attention to that. And I think it's very important because at the end of the day, you want to be successful, but you don't want to sacrifice your family and your kids and your relationships and your friends. So it's the key is to find that balance, and you get better at that as you get older and more pain, more experiences, and so I feel like we are both in a great place and state of mind now than 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And we know that's going to be more pain coming. There's going to be more
there's
challenges
a lot more, yeah.
with our kids, with business, with the career, and but we handle it better. We
Why do you think we handle it better?
well because we've been through a lot, a lot of. I think with that, the next thing that comes at you, now you're not reacting like like a maniac.
Remember we talked like I think a few weeks ago, and I told you like all this stuff like, Gilles, like I can't believe it how much shit I'm going through.
Yeah.
And you told me, I think I heard the you read the quote about God. God is just preparing you for the next level. I'm like, motherfucker, like Gilles, like dude, it's like I'm like it's like why? Let me just vent. Let me, and it's like brother, God is just preparing you for the next level. And it was like, and the way the second you said it, Gilles, the second you said it, like I'm getting goosebumps. It's like immediately like all the anxiety, all the issues, all the problems, it just like
Went away.
it went away.
Felt better.
Yeah.
Oh, God is preparing me for
This
something
is
bigger and better.
That's the resilience we build.
But this is nice. This is beautiful what you just said because you called me for something completely different.
Yeah.
And I told you that, and it made your day, made everything kind of settle. But I feel like that was not a coincidence. I think that was meant to happen.
Yeah.
That's why you called me, not to talk about the deal, so I can tell you that.
Yeah, but you
And,
see, now we talk about the deep stuff. It's
Yeah.
funny. That's why I was like, we have sometimes such a deep conversations. I'm like, this is the podcast. This is the shit I want people to know.
Yes.
Because it's like like I do want to talk about successes, but like
course.
you and I, we talk about a lot. I didn't learn shit from successes. Zero. The only thing I learned from the failures, the pain, the lessons, and that's what I learned. Like when I go through a lot of pain,
Yes.
that's what I'm learning because I have to go back and reset.
Well, it's a day in and day out work, and you and I both like read a lot, and since I remember 2021, that was just part of my daily thing. I need to work on myself. I need to work on myself. I need to read this book and that book, and I need to go to this seminar. And I think you're the same way. It never ends, and that saved my life. That in not just being successful, but like spiritually, family. How the more you learn, the more you work on yourself, the better you're gonna be there for your kids and for your spouse.
Just whoever's listening to this right now, we get frustrated because our kids don't listen to us.
Of course not.
This is like, I can say something and it's like, I can say something to Gilles' kids, they will listen. Gilles can say something to my kids, they will listen. But if we say it, it doesn't
His
matter.
son definitely listens to me.
Yes. I remember like we were going to Volt, remember today? And he came without I'm like, Gilles, you deal with this shit.
Took me 5 minutes.
Yeah, you deal with this stuff.
was in the
cannot
car.
do that. I cannot
No
do
problem.
that. Yeah.
But that's why it's very important to have a good circle of people you trust, and they know your kids. They trust the kids trust your friends, And for moments like that, sometimes it's something,
It's a
not that
simple-
important,
Yeah.
simple. Sometimes it can be like a big thing, a big problem.
Yeah.
And now, like, I needed you to be there for my son when he was going through some tough times, and you came in 5 minutes. Oh, I hang up. I'll be there in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And you dropped everything and you showed up and took him for a ride. And
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys talked about, but he was good mentally. He appreciated it very much, and he felt good to hear something from somebody
different-
else
yeah,
because
different
I sound like a
perspective.
broken record.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
just trying to, doing his thing. But when it comes from somebody else, especially somebody successful that's been through a lot of struggles, it meant a lot to him. And he started reading your book, searching.
Because
and-
it's like the kids go, they have it. I mean, I know we have the kids got a lot of pressure with the social media. Like listen, we older and we are under influence of social media and
Yeah.
the comparison game and this person and this person. The kids, they have the conscious level yet. They're not
Yes.
aware of it's all fake, it's all not authentic, it's not real, the connection, and it's hard to say to 18-year-old kid or 15-year-old kid,
Yeah.
they're like, yo, you need to connect with yourself, you need to connect with God. They're not gonna listen to that.
Yeah.
But we went through so much shit that we just go through it and we know what is important, what is not.
Yeah, that teenagers, they're so raw. They're starting, they still live in moms, dads' homes. They still haven't been on their own, and they're very fragile mentally. Anything can affect them, and it's a tough age because, like you said, they have easy access
To everything.
to everything,
Yeah.
and our kids are a little bit sheltered too. So there's the peers, the pressure of their friends and their surroundings and what they're going through with that, and
That's
they
what we're
can be
doing, what we're
affected.
doing, because we gotta go through the same stuff because we have the same journey.
Yes,
But we older, so we can use the tools a little bit better.
yes,
And we just want to like I'm telling you, like we talk a lot, so I always say that I want to leave the kids the legacy, but I didn't want to leave legacy. I want to leave inheritance. Jesus,
Yeah.
I cannot even pronounce the word.
inheritance.
Inheritance. So that's the difference. And now we just want to prepare the kids, like emotionally, build the emotional intelligence, awareness, fitness, so they know how to deal with all the problems, all the issues. And we are good at it because we go through the same shit every day.
Yes, I think well, you're doing a good job with Patrick. He's been with us to New York, to
Yeah.
like seminars all over the country. You
But
take him with you. And
But what happened is he learns a lot more from you and from everybody. I'm very careful right now about the inner circle.
yes,
Because it's like the conversation are around it. When I'm not around.
Yeah.
Or it's like like bringing him to the bar. What conversation he's gonna hear at the
Yeah.
bar when people get drunk? You know what I mean? This is not this. So I'm very careful with that as well. So, I. Okay, now I gotta I know this is the new saying in my office. We are optimistic, delusional.
Oh, yes.
Delusional, optimistic.
Oh, my God.
Because it's like you are so optimistic that I was like, Gilles, shut up. Like you're so optimistic, and then you always goes like, Jarek, there's no other choice.
yes,
And it's funny how you manifest that truth.
yes.
Like it's really like you truly believe it, and then it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I when I started reading about these ideas, I'm like, oh, come on, this is bullshit. Like,
But
don't-
you do this shit to
Your
me, and
mind
it
doesn't
works.
create your
"Yo,
reality."
stop this! Stop! And it's like even we were on the call, like I think on Friday.
Yes.
And I'm like, Gilles, this is not true. And then I don't want to bring the example.
Yeah.
And it worked out. And we like
worked out.
me and Vanessa. We're like, dude, Gilles, nope. And you like watch, and it worked out.
Well, I'm a firm believer. I think your thoughts do influence your reality and the outcome. I think what you're thinking about and what you're focused on affects the results. And the science is starting to prove that now with quantum physics, with Like so. In my situation, I am in a very competitive world. I have kids. And I learned a lot about this through books and stuff. So it's the only way. You have to think positive. You have to back it up with the action, with work.
Yes, exactly. There's
And
no secret.
you have to be. Yeah, it's not
There's
like
no secret sauce. It's like, oh
sit
yeah,
in
I'm
a
gonna be
room.
positive, and then it's like let's like there's no secret sauce. The work has to happen.
But I think when you're in a high flying disc, when you're like positive, your energy level is very high. You attract the right people to your circles. You attract the right situations, and that's I think how it works.
I
It's
wanna talk
by,
about that.
by if you're negative and you're down, nobody wants to be around you. But if you're like very positive, you very optimistic, and of course you gotta work hard. Everybody has to do and take action when the opportunity presents itself. You walk into a room, everybody notices you.
Yeah.
You light up the room. If you're like down, people you walk in, nobody notices you.
It's the
And
energy
it's-
you carry, the frequency you put out. What happens is then you connect on the higher level.
100%. And now you're interesting. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to talk to you because they can feel there's something with this guy. What is
Yeah.
it? I want to talk to him. Like what? And it's just happy, being positive, high energy, and I think it makes a difference. I truly believe that. So that's why I'm like,
But sometimes because we do a lot of deals now.
Yeah.
So like you manifest this stuff. I'm like, dude, it's I can give you guys. The reason Gilles is sitting here because he brought me a lot of money. So he brought me a lot of money, and it's funny. All the real estate agents always bring you deals, and those the agents make more money than I do. I'm like, get out, dude. Like I don't want to glow, and even it's like when you set the prices, I'm like, there's nothing out there. I'm like, what? Like what are you talking about? And to me, the biggest story, like Gilles, I know we talk about it.
I have to
Like
go back to that.
the triplex, the fourplex is for my kids.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I called you. It's like, Gilles, I need 3 fourplexes. My daughter turned 18. I need 3 for each daughter. I need, fourplex. And this is like it's impossible. And I told you, like, it's got to be in a good neighborhood, so they can occupy one of the units. And it's got to be something decent. I'm okay to be overpriced. And it's just got to be something for them. You found a property next to each other, 3 properties next to each other. Like, I'm not making this shit up.
I know.
Like, seriously, like how? Like
Something guides, you have to be creative. And I was thinking of it like, okay, I have my daughters, I gotta find them a place.
You said it. You said it.
you
I'm
know.
gonna look like for mine,
Yes,
like my
that's the way I
daughters,
look
and
at
I'm
it.
gonna get you the properties.
That's exactly how I look at it. I'm like, okay, it's gotta be in the right neighborhood,
Yeah.
first of all. I mean,
Yeah.
these girls cannot be,
Yes.
I mean,
they're 18,
they gotta be
18
in a
and 20,
neighborhood
so
that they can
it's
feel
like,
comfortable coming
Yeah.
home at night. And so that was one of the first priorities. So we focused in areas that we know that they can feel safe. And then I'm like thinking, okay, it would be great if they're close to each other. It would be easy to manage.
So they can help each other.
So I started looking.
And I didn't
then-
see any of this shit. You did. You just create a whole deal. When you brought the deal to me, I'm like, you screwing with me. There's no way. This is impossible. Like this is too good to be truth.
Well, we had to buy them without the sellers
There's
knowing that we're buying all 3.
Exactly.
And make sure we keep it kind of quiet and until we got everything locked in. But it worked out. It wasn't easy to negotiate the deals, but anyway, we made it happen. I think it's perfect. The end result was great. They're gonna love those.
But where is
properties.
the manifest?
Yeah.
Because I know you talk about manifesting all the time, visualizing
Yes.
all the time, being delusional optimistic.
Yes.
Like you are delusionally optimistic. Like delusionally, I'm like, Gilles, you delusional.
That's how
and
you break
yet,
records.
And then what happens? It's a broken record. Actually, it's a broken record, not me. And guess what? Then you deliver. Where is this coming from?
Well,
Because I love that.
No.
Like even like I told you, like
it's something you have to work on every day. You meditate, and you have to learn how to control your thoughts. You know, we all have thoughts come into our heads from all over, and you know, it's real life. You got this coming at you from here, you got this coming from this other side, and you have to start to learn how to filter the negativity and control your thoughts. And I'm not a master at that, but I get better every single day. I get a little better, and I'm like, I have the awareness. So when I get like some bad news, or I get somebody that's completely negative, and I know it's not true, I block that from I don't let that affect me, and just focus on what I want. You know, you have two choices. You either focus on what you want or what you don't want. And when you focus on what you want, you're going to get closer to that goal. Sometimes people find it unrealistic, but we've broken records in neighborhoods.
I
in
know,
your neighborhood,
I know.
When I sold one of your properties, and everybody, no way it's gonna sell for that price.
We sold it,
and it happened, and we made it happen. It was sometimes you think it's a coincidence, but it's not. It's like being in the right mindset, talking to the right people, and whatever whatever power brings those people into your space, and you gotta know what's happening, and you gotta be paying attention and connecting the dots, right?
But you think
gotta connect the dots.
This is like, I mean, I know you do a lot out of
Yeah.
gut feeling. You have the resilience. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's there's something deeper in you that you really talk out of your soul, out of your
Yes.
your
Well, I believe
your
what
gut, your heart.
I believe what I'm saying. So I there are many times like people had properties on the market for 6 months, 12 months, couldn't sell them, and we took them over. And I don't know. I tell sometimes to my clients, I think I bring my energy into this property and it will sell. And they're looking at me like, what? You're going to bring your energy and it's going to sell? I'm like, yeah, we're going to take it over. We're going to come in with my team. I have a great team behind.
But you do the same
good
thing.
energy.
But you do the same thing when you go deals for me. It's like, no, we're gonna get it for this. Remember, like when we got this
Yes.
house, I'm like, Gilles, if you lose this house, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, offer him more, and you're like, no, I'm gonna get you $2 million off. I'm like, no, give him whatever they want. I'm like, Jarek, I cannot sleep at night. I gotta do it my way. Gilles, I'm gonna kill you. I want this house. And guess what? And then you delivered. And
got
I
it.
was like, you calling me? I'm like, no, you joking me, right? Like you get the highest price to sell and the lowest price to buy. I'm like, you kidding me?
By the
right?
way, you're the only client I have that walked away on taking $2 million profit without even closing. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, I remember that.
The other buyer came in, wanted to buy, and give you $2 million to walk away from the deal.
Before the closing for
And he
free.
said, no,
No.
I'm not doing it. I don't care. I was
I'm
like,
getting good. When you make the phone call to me, I remember I was in the gym with Chris. I was working out, and you called me. It's like, Jarek, I get you $2 million cash. Like they want to just buy your contract for $2 million.
I'm like, do it, please. This is an easy $2 million. You go,
In like
walk
5
away.
minutes. I remember that. And I remember I walking, I get back to the gym. I told Chris, I need a minute. And then I kind of like did like a meditation. I came back, I hit the weight like really heavy. And I remember I called you, Gilles. Nope. I'm like, Jarek, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? But then we got even
I was
more.
like, we can find another one.
Yeah, I'm like, nope. And I remember, and then after the closing, we got even more. So
Yes, we got 15 million.
yeah, so
3 more million.
Yeah,
So you
so-
were right. At the end of the day, you
Yeah,
were right.
but
I was
it-
like more like, we're gonna make quick 2 million, move to the next one. But you had the bigger vision, of course, yeah, as always.
but you like again, like I want to go back because you always give me this good vibe. Like we can talk about the deals.
Yes.
Like I don't want to. I still like no, I don't want to talk about it. I just want to talk about the inner work because you do a lot of praying, you do a lot of meditating. We
Yes.
do have a lot of conversation about faith, God. We
Yes.
struggle. We both our kids with through divorce. We struggle, with all the issues that everybody's is struggling,
Yes.
even though people see only the good stuff. And how, like, tell me your like when you have a bad day.
Yeah,
I know.
of course.
Let's forget that we call each other, but but when we have a bad day, like walk me through like how. Because it's people think that we are mentally. I mean, we are mentally strong. I'm not saying that,
Yes,
but we still have days that f-
we
like
deal.
fuck this shit. I'm done.
Well, we are in a business that we deal with people, and people can be super nice. They can be uh, very nice, treat you well, and there are certain people. Unfortunately, they're no matter what you do, they're gonna try and make you miserable and try and push you around. So we're in a business of real estate. We deal with a lot of different characters. Some are crazy, some are are pleasure to deal with and talk and do deals with. So it's over the years I used to go nuts. I scream my head off in the office, react like to everything that was coming at me. And one day I think I heard it from Wayne Dyer, and I don't know, I don't think it's his quote, but he said something that resonated with me. He said like it's not what's coming at you that matters, it's how you react to it.
Yeah.
People are gonna come and poke you, and they try to push you around. They're
Especially in
gonna
your
bring you
position,
down.
yeah.
So it's gonna happen every day, and being in this business, it's just part of it. It's just part of it. You're gonna run into some crazies, and you're gonna have to learn how to deal with them. And so it's after a bunch of years, you start to learn how to put the shield, okay? And sometimes, every once in a while, you let one affect you, and you're like, after you scream and you go down and you become negative, and then you're like, I'm like, oh, I let it come affect me.
What
It's
advice would you give it to little Gilles, like 20 years old Gilles? What
well,
advice?
I would say, you gotta accept the reality. Like if you're getting into a certain business and it's gonna be honest people, good people are gonna appreciate you, and some are never gonna appreciate you, and you gotta accept that reality. And if you're okay with it, then go through. We are in a business of service. We provide a service, and I feel like the more value we add, the better we get paid. So I think, and you're gonna have people that are not gonna appreciate, even though you're doing such a good job, you're working hard. They're never gonna tell you thank you. They're never gonna be happy with you.
Yep.
And some like you are like huge fans, and that makes up for the rest. So it's just part of the business. So when my team complains about certain clients, or this is unreasonable, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe we should shut down the shop and go do something else if you want, if you don't want to deal with with the customers. And I after a while I started to accept that truth. So I think for younger generation, just be mindful, like which the industry you're getting in, who you're going to be dealing with. And
But the reason you are one of the reasons that there's more real estate license in Florida than driver license. You are the reason, because people look at you, how many deals you close, how successful you are,
Yes.
and it's like, what?
Yes,
Okay.
I know.
I'm like, everybody has got real estate license,
I get
and
approached all
they
the
have
time.
no idea.
But they don't realize, to get there, it took years and years of, ups and downs. And, they just look at you like here now, getting all these listings and closing all these deals. But they don't realize the work you put in. It took like 1,000 of little deals to get to that big deal. It took like a lot of miles, a lot of,
Because you know what, the agent said, well, I closed one deal, $10 million deal.
Yeah.
I make $300,000-$400,000. No, that's not how it works.
yeah, that's
To
more
get
like-
to this level, I mean, this is years.
You've done it.
Years.
You've done it. I remember when I got in. This real estate business, it's brutal. You don't have a salary. If you don't close something, you make $0. You're in the hole. Actually, you're spending time, money, gas, and you're on the phone all the time, knocking on doors, doing whatever you need to do to make a deal happen. But if you love it enough and you stick with it, you start to. I remember when I started, I drove to 3.5 hours to sell a $200,000 pre-construction house. And I had to go back a few times to close that deal. So I made like $6,000 and I spent like
12.
2 trips.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
but I'm like, I was excited. Oh my God, I just closed a new construction house for, 200,000. Before that, I remember like one of my clients' first clients was, I get a call from this lady. I want you to come look at my listing. So I'm going to this little condo. And I thought she was going to sell it. So I'm like, it would be like $100,000 condo, like a 2-bedroom. She was like, no, I want to rent it. I'm like, okay. 12 or $1,400 rental. But, I took it. I did a good job for her. And like 2 years later, she calls me. She was like, hey, I met someone. I'm moving with him. Can you come look at my house? So I went, looked at her house. She was like, oh, you did a good job for me. I want to thank you, so I want to give you my listing. So the house was $700,000. So that $1,400 rental turned into a $700,000 listing that I sold for her. Then her and her husband came back and bought a $3 million house. And then they moved to LA, and then they hated LA, came back, bought a $4.5 million house. And so that $1,400 condo turned into multi-million dollar deals. And just because I did a good job, I didn't treat them like it was like, oh my God, it's a rental. But that's how real estate works. It's a service. If you do a good job for people and you add value, they're gonna keep coming back to you. It's the best.
I'm
marketing.
a raving fan. It's like somebody's buying real estate. Like, if you don't buy through Gilles, then get out. It's like you better buy through Gilles. You have no options.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't give my people options. It's like that's what you do. My friends coming from all over. It's like, nope, that's right here, right here.
You've
Those
been
are the
in this
raving-
industry and you appreciate the work that goes behind. And I never look at it like by a dollar, like, oh, this is a $2 million deal or $10 million. To me, it's all the same. So that. You can read through that.
I know, but how do we explain to people, like especially younger people, because they want a return on time and energy,
Yeah.
and sometimes, like you said, it was $6,000 commission. You probably spend more on the time and travel
Yes.
and gas, and it's like, but that's what has to happen.
Yes.
Because I think you and I, we don't overanalyze. We like, hey,
No.
we go. It doesn't make sense, but we know here it works, and even if it doesn't, at least we make it work.
Well, we know it works, but when we got into the industry, I think you were the same. You didn't get into it to get rich overnight.
No.
You knew this was gonna take time. You're gonna have to go through a lot of struggles. You're gonna have to learn the business the right way, and it's gonna, I'm not getting into it to sell that $10 million and get rich. And when I got into the real estate, it was okay. This is gonna be my career. Real estate is limitless. The sky is the limit. It's not just sales. You learn as you sell, and then you can do other things. You can invest. You can become an investor, and you better become an investor if you're a realtor, because otherwise you're gonna starve if the market goes south, and then your investments will be there for you. So, but you made a big difference on that side of the business with me. I learned a lot from you, watched you do your deals, and you actually encouraged me. I don't know, like 10 years ago or 12 years ago. I'm like, you were like, you better start buying.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember.
I
And I call him like, hey, Jarek, I found this house for $600,000. I can get this much rent. And your answer was always, go buy it.
Go buy it.
Stop thinking.
Stop thinking too much. Yes.
Just do it. So I think that's what's beautiful about real estate. It's not just the sales. I think you can become an investor. You can become later a developer as you get better at. You can, there's a lot of different things that you can do as, and I love it. So, but it takes a long time to get to that level. It takes patience. It takes, and that's what a lot of, we live in South Florida, and real estate is very sexy and looks very, very attractive from the outside. And they see all this social media stuff, this realtor and that realtor, and people they get into it for the wrong reasons. They want to, I want to be like him. I want to drive that Ferrari or Rolls Royce, and I want to get into this and become a realtor and sell multi-million-dollar. Well, first you got to learn the business. You're playing with people's
But you and I, we
millions.
talk about it. It's like, hey, you make good money. Let's buy something. Let's buy something.
Yes.
Let's buy something. And
Yes.
sometimes it's even doesn't make sense. There is no cash flow, but the
Yes.
future income and depreciation is a lot bigger. And you and I, we talk about it all the time.
Well, you taught me that because in the beginning I was like looking at real estate like the old way, which is what is the return on my investment? Am I making 7%, cash on cash, or am I making 10? And people will call me like, I want to make 12, and I'm like, it doesn't exist. And then you taught me to look at the big picture, the whole picture. It's not just the returning.
Yeah, it's not the 1 month.
There's a lot
It's
more
not the
to
10
it.
months. It's a 5-year, 10-year, and it's the vision and walking away from the business, giving the stuff to the kids, and it's paying for the college and all this stuff.
And depreciation, and
Yeah,
there's many
for
different
the taxes,
aspects.
depreciations, and all this stuff.
So
I mean, you and I, we can talk about real estate all the time. Like, you will not shut us up. And by the way, you're never gonna hear anything bad about real estate. Okay?
No.
There's room, and especially when we both talk.
Yeah.
But let's talk about how important is, the partner. Like everything we do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because this is the most support. Like, because we spend 24/7 with ourselves,
Yeah.
and then it's our partner, and then also the inner circle. Because you could not do this alone. There's no freaking way.
No, not at my level, not at this level, obviously, and especially how much we're doing. We have investments. We have to make sure we do what we promise every day to our clients and deliver results. And then we have the family stuff. I mean, it takes a village to run this show.
I
I
always give the credit to Cecilia, not to
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
So
well,
it's like Cecilia does a good job. It's like,
Yes.
are you keeping him on track? Oh, yeah, it takes a village.
I have a good drill sergeant behind.
There you go.
She's amazing. She's got her mind also in the right place. She helps me tremendously with, running our personal life. And, we work together. She runs the office, and she keeps a grip on everything. All the investments, the properties, the tenants, the sales.
How you guys
we
go,
have staff. We have
How you
other
guys go on
help.
vacation when you guys go to France? Or something? How you guys go, like both of you cousins?
Yeah, we go away to France, and then I stay more. When we go away, she shuts down. She turns off everything. She just this is my vacation, so I respect that, and I try not to, mess with that. And she deserves it. She does a lot on a daily basis. So, but we have our staff, we have our help, and I stay connected every day. I can't turn off the phone. I'm
Jessica will kill me.
addicted to my phone, so I take over communication with the office and the staff. I'm there with my family in our house and the kids, having a beautiful time. But I gotta stay on. Mm-hmm. It's part of our business, and but I give her a lot of credit. I mean, it's you have to have the right partner.
Yeah,
It makes life somebody that understands you, have the same goals, has your back, and adds value, not just suck the blood out of you. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very, very, like they say, behind every good man, a great woman. It's very true. I think you have to have somebody good behind, keeping you focused, keeping you on track. Sometimes you're down, you have someone there to talk to that you can trust. Sometimes
they don't do it the right way, but this is actually, like, we are both stubborn, so it's
of course.
Yeah.
I mean, mine, she just goes, okay, stop whining and get to work. I'm like, you're right.
The truth.
That's what I needed to hear.
Yeah, the truth is the truth.
So but we're lucky. We spoke about this before. Yeah. We're very lucky because we were married before. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But we were lucky to find, someone that care very much. They care, and a great person, to continue the journey with. and build memories and build all the things that we're doing, you know. So it's not easy.
You know, I switch completely, and I know that you can go alone a lot faster, and I could talk about it a lot. Like you can go alone a lot faster because you have no other distractions,
Yeah.
but you get a lot farther and a lot happier when you have people around, and when you have
Yes.
your partner, when you have your inner circle, and you have a tribe, you have everything. It's a lot easier.
Yes, and plus it's not just easier. It's more fulfilling. I think you have people, you know, that you share memories with, and you share good times with, and you know, one day we're gonna wake up, and if you're a loner, if you're by yourself, you got nobody to. Hey, remember when we went to this trip and we did this, sailed this ocean or did this, and you know. So I think us as human beings, we feel more fulfilled when we have great friends, when we have great people around us. For us, our kids are very important too. That
Yeah.
brings a lot of joy, a lot of happiness around, even though with their problems and issues and whatever. But that makes life more exciting, and I think both of us have an incredible circle, like circle of friends. We're very well
I tell you
surrounded.
this a lot, but I
Yeah.
always appreciate that I can call you when I'm going through something.
Yes.
It's like, and we walk through, and you know a lot of stuff, what's going on in my life, and having the call, and you're always there, and sometimes
Yes.
you like I'm like you say something, it's like I don't even start talking, and you already know, like your
Oh.
energy. You like say, I'm like, oh shit, Gilles, like this, I needed you, I needed that. So I really appreciate it. Like you are like the
Thank
role you're
you.
playing in my life. I really appreciate that.
Well, I think the fact that, you know, we stayed friends all these years. You know, I have a lot of clients that come in and, you know, and go, and they might be there for a year or two, and then you know, yeah, you call them, or you, but it's there's no, like, it's not like this. I think it's for a reason that, you know, I think people that come to your life and stay for a long time and you share a lot of things with, I think you know, I think I'm, you know, it was meant to be. So but it's a lot easier to go through life when you have the right people around. I think, you know, we've been blessed. We have incredible people around us that brings us up and uplift us. I think, and I think we both are very careful who's around us.
Yeah, we do
On a regular basis.
Yeah, yeah.
I learned
yeah.
that at a young age. You know, so
You know, you and I think we both have that. We recognize transactional
yeah,
relationships, like especially being in real estate.
yeah,
Like quickly. What do you think it came like the childhood? What role your childhood play? Your parents consciously, unconsciously, your the way you were raised, and also through the teacher. How did the role played when you're looking back right now in what you do right now? The father you
yeah,
are, the businessman you are, the husband you are, the human being, the
yeah.
man you are, and it's because this is
Well, I think childhood was a lot of positive and negative things. You know, I was lucky. My dad was a businessman. I was around him a lot, so I learned a lot from him. And he was had a pretty good circle of business people around, and I was the youngest, so I was always there, and sitting in meetings and in bars and clubs, you know. So I was learning a lot from him and watching him doing business and things. So that was very positive. You know, the household, you know, I had a very loving mother, but, you know, they had, at home, there were some big challenges, you know, just parents not getting along, and they stayed together, but it was like a war all the time. And that was very tough to kind of uh, grow up with. But it took me years to get over it. You know, it's like things you bury deep down and you don't want to face ever.
so how do you
And
face
that's
the pain?
yeah, and then you forget about it, and you don't talk about it, and
don't.
then you think you're fine.
Nope.
You think you're fine. You think you're strong. You think you got this. You think you have, and then later you're like, you know deep down there's something. There's blockages, right? And it's because you never faced certain things, and it takes a lot of work, with their therapist friends through life going, because I was always hungry to learn and get better and work on myself and
Where's
grow,
that hunger from?
grow. I don't know. I think it's not. I don't know. Since I was a kid, I thought I was gonna become, professional tennis player, and I used to self-driven. I was always self-driven. I don't know. I think you're born with that gift. It's not something you can
Because
you
you
learn
read
from
my
someone.
book. So my book was I was always looking for validation from outside. I want to prove the world that I'm enough.
Yeah.
But I never thought I'm enough. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what I did out there.
Yes.
That was never enough for myself. So where do you think
Yeah.
your not enoughness came from?
Yeah. It's
The drive.
the drive was always there since I was a kid. But then I think the trauma, certain trauma I went through, like when I was a kid, kind of shook my confidence level and my self belief. Like believing in myself. Like I deserve like to be.
Entitlement.
Yeah, I kind of didn't have that, and it took me years to. You know what? I deserve to be successful. I deserve to have love in my house. I deserve to have great relationships with my kids and my wife and my friends, and be loved and love myself. Because that's the other thing we forget.
You
Man,
and I-
especially.
yeah, you and I,
man,
we talk about it.
especially. We are like the providers. We wanna make sure everybody's doing well, everybody's good, everybody is happy, everybody got everything they need. But we forget us, and you're the provider. So that's should be the number one. And
No
it sounds
question asked.
selfish.
So no, it doesn't.
It sounds selfish.
Yes.
I mean, logically, you're gonna only think about yourself, and you're gonna love yourself, and but it's like, and I heard this from multiple sources. It took me years, but and even you talk about it a lot.
A lot.
And that
I
was
talk about
very
self-love a lot. That's why I almost
inspiring.
commit
Yeah.
suicide.
Yeah, so we have to. It's like you have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of the rest. It's like the airplane. They tell you put the mask first.
Yeah, I talk
Otherwise, you
about
can't
this
save
story.
anybody.
Yeah, I talk about this
right?
all the time.
There's
but
a reason
I
for that.
always made fun of the story. 48 years, man. I'm like, no, of everybody but me.
Yes.
And now it's me.
Yeah.
And now I do. Like, I take care of my first.
And I see it. I noticed the growth. You're more relaxed now. Because you're in a good place. You take care of yourself. You exercise. You meditate. You eat very healthy. You're relaxed. And when you're in that, you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you get stronger mentally. Now you can love more. You can give more love. You can, talk to your kid, and she comes and she complains and about her day and everything else. And you're gonna smile, look at her and smile and be like, everything will be okay. And because you're in a good place. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, if you're not in a good place, if you're not doing that, you're gonna say, okay, well, you're gonna
Because
react
all the
differently.
trigger
You
comes
might
and then
scream and be like,
Exactly.
scream at her like, what's wrong with you?
Yep.
And sometimes you just gotta listen
Yeah.
and smile.
And we want to fix, dude. And we want to fix everything. This is our problem. We men want to fix
Yes.
everything, and they really they even are like our partners.
Yeah.
They just want to just shut up, just listen.
Well, yeah, that I learned the hard way, because I have an answer for everything.
Cecilia's gonna listen to that.
Sometime when she starts talking about, I want to do this, and then I'm like, why?
It's not
like,
only
no.
you. Just so you know, that's every single man.
then-
We are fixers, and they really don't want to fix.
Yeah,
They just like, do you want me to listen, or do you want me to fix, or you want me just like, what I mean?
Yeah. And then she goes, can't you just fucking listen?
Listen,
and
yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I don't need you to tell me what to do and how, give me any solutions. And And I'm like, really? Why are we even having this conversation?
Because she just wanted to talk. She's a woman.
And well, it took me a long time to figure out.
Well, I think I'm still learning though. I'm on the third marriage,
No.
so I'm still learning.
So I listen. Now I listen, and then she goes like, "Do you have anything to say?" And I'm like, "No."
Nope. No.
What do you mean? You're gonna get mad at me for not saying it? For not saying anything now? Oh, okay, good.
Oh my God.
So, but that's I think, these things, this little everyday things you learn and you grow with, but I think men, and I know it sounds crazy, but they need to take care and love themselves first if they want to be there, present, and be there for their family. And I know there's this macho mentality, and I'm strong and I can take the hit, and I can. Men are weaker than women. They're emotionally not as mature as women.
That's true.
I
I'm definitely agree
I
with that.
think without women can handle situation a lot better than most men, and I'm
Well,
starting
you're not
to
gonna be
believe
fit
that.
for that.
Yeah, I'm not,
We have
yeah,
people
like-
listening to this.
I know, but we need to learn. We need to learn to take care of ourselves and to be able to do what we need to do and be there, be the example for our kids and people around us. So I love reading your book, and you talk about it all the time. Obviously, it's part of your journey. It's part of what you wanna give back. The
Because I'm also
messages
in the
that-
process of healing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And by healing, that the more I talk, the more I can give, and the more even from podcasts like this I learn.
Yeah.
And that's the I'm in the process of opening the new doors and learning about myself, loving myself more, and going my conscious and subconscious mind. And because like right now I understand my conscious mind, but my subconscious mind is still idiotic. And he comes in and screw up everything because my body just reacts. I'm like, in my head, I know I'm not supposed to do that, but yet my body is still like, I'm still working on it. So it's a work in progress.
Yes, never
when,
ends.
When my daughters, even like if I try to do the course, how to like start doing investing in real estate, I'm on a completely different level right now. It's like I would have to learn this from the beginning. This is the journey that I'm in. I'm like deep in it. Like I'm still, guys, deep in shit. I'm learning all this stuff, all the emotions, all the self-love. Like we talk about it that every morning I look in the mirror and just like, I
Yes.
love you. I'm gonna take care of you today. Sorry for neglecting you for so many years. I'm gonna put the right thoughts in you because you touched a little bit about how our thoughts are. That's why I called you optimistically delusional, because you have the awareness of, hey, this thought doesn't do anything in my head.
Yeah.
It can take me to the left or take me to the right. So it's just being able to separate those thoughts. I personally have like a red sign, like stop sign. It's like, nope, we're not doing this. And it's like taking out, what do you do? Like when you have, like, you start ruminating. You're going like, because you can spiral very quickly to the negative.
Yes.
How you catch yourself?
Well, it's
like,
normal. It's for everybody. Even what you get better at with time and doing the work
So you think that's
is
our
you
age?
catch it
You think
early,
it's our age?
and as you get better at catching it early. Oh, shit! I'm going down the rabbit hole, and you say, okay, stop. I'm not going there, and you get back on track. Athletes talk about it all the time. The difference between number 100 and top number 5 or 4 or 3 is that they all master their craft, whatever sport. But the difference is the top athletes know when things are not going their way, and they start to go negative, they know to catch it super early, and they press the reset button and they get back on track. And that makes the biggest difference. It's the same thing with everyday life. You're gonna go down the rabbit hole. It's gonna happen. There are news, this, that, and you're gonna get down. And as long as you catch it and you get back on track and you learn how to do that quickly, you're gonna be fine. I think I think that's the only difference. But it's part of everyday life. It's gonna continue to happen, and you gotta stay. That's why the everyday work, meditation or affirmations or whatever it is that you're doing, as long as it keeps you on track and reminds you of staying focused, it's so important. It's
How
not
do
only relaxes you and brings
Mhm.
but it keeps you aware of and
How do you
controlling your
stay in the
thoughts.
present, like the present moment? Because that's what it is. Like we are,
Yeah.
because we have the past shit and the future. How do
Yes.
you stay in the present? Because it's like, because you have to reset when you
Yes.
get off the call. Suddenly you have your wife next to you, your kids, and how do you do it? Like
Well,
because,
it's what you
because you
focus
know
on.
the phone calls we get.
Yes.
I mean, the world ends. It's like
Yeah,
you,
everything is an emergency.
Yes.
Everything is it's keeping things in perspective. I think, first of all, I don't think there's any emergency in real estate or, that's like hospitals and people dying and, so keeping things in perspective is very important. I think staying in the present is very important, learning how to stay in the present. And, that's all we have. That's all we can control is this moment.
Yeah.
I can walk out that door and a car hits me and it's over, right? And I can't control that. So that the staying in the present is huge, and that helps you stay focused and stay positive. You can sit here and worry about the future all you want, and you can, cry about the past. It's not going to change anything. You can worry about what's going to happen 3 months from now, and it's not going to do you any good. Most of our worries never happen. I think they proved it.
yes.
90
No,
or 90,
I'm telling you,
more than
our
90%.
head always write the worst scenario.
Yes.
And now it's
Or
up to
we're
us.
programmed
Yes,
to think
yes,
that way
yes.
because-
Or it's up to us if we want to take it in, or we're just like, nope, that's what it is. And it's like, because we need the little pain, so we know kind of
course.
keep us straight. But hey, that's what it is, but it's not happening. And it's funny. Every time, even if I look at it in my life, every time I look at it, none of the scenarios ever happen.
100%.
You know?
I used to have that personality, like a warrior. I used to worry about everything, over worry, over analyze, over. When I learned this, and sorry, my phone keeps ringing.
It's okay.
Maybe I can. I don't know why it keeps ringing, but
It's okay.
when I learned this, it made a huge difference. Now when I'm like find myself, oh my God, like how am I gonna close this deal? How am I gonna do this? I'm like, just focus on what you're doing today. That's gonna get you there closer. Don't worry about the result. Worry about the action that you're taking. The rest, it's gonna happen. So it's when I learned this, it was like a light bulb went on, and now I don't sweat the small stuff. Like whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. I don't worry about too much. It makes a big difference. We waste a lot of our time worrying about stuff, a lot. Time that we could be doing something so much more fun
Effective and
and
fun, and
pleasant
it's
and
like-
productive, So it's I think that was an eye opener. I'm very grateful that I heard that in some book somewhere.
Yeah, we just read it. But sometimes it just takes, you got, like for me, I have to hear it so many times, and then it's like, but it's, I think there comes a time that, even with the worrying, for me, it's enough, it's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was like a little warrior, it didn't bother me. Well, everybody has those thoughts until it become over worried. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, I'm done. So I know how to deal with that.
Well, like you and I, we have a lot going on. We have kids to worry about. What is this one doing? What is that one
the
doing?
kids, I was like, we're 5, so it's like they're always something.
There's always something there, and then you're doing a lot business-wise. You got a million things going on at any given time, any given day. You got a lot to, and you have to learn how to handle it, how to not let it affect you. And you do a pretty
I sleep good at night now.
do a pretty good job of that, you
But
know.
but I'm telling you, I think my people around me are also helping me a lot, And
Yes, you have the great team behind that you trust.
Jessica, my partner, and it's just kind of like, they always give me shit. It's like,
Yes.
that is like, okay, what about this? And gives me different perspectives. So that's what I love about.
I think another thing that helped me with this, because I really was like always over worrying, over stressed, is letting go of, I do the work and then let go. Whatever is gonna happen, like our kids are going through their journey. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna fuck up. They're gonna screw up. They're gonna do good things. They're going through their journey. And we can't control.
Nope.
We think we want to control everything that they're doing and everything
can't.
that's happening. You can't.
No.
You gotta come to terms with that, and do the best you can as a parent, as a mentor, as an example for them, and then you have to let go of the rest. They're gonna have to go through
Because
it.
really, like, well, we want to protect them, but we cannot protect them from life,
No.
from the world. You know what I mean? It's just they have to learn, because you can tell them 100 times until they feel it. It's not gonna do
Yeah.
any work.
And they're
But
gonna
even-
learn by making mistakes, like us.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna learn by being out there and dealing with people.
Yeah, we make a lot of mistakes, and I think the mistakes make us who we are.
Yeah.
And people are scared of making mistakes, and I
True.
don't think, like, I mean, how many deals, like, I walk away from, or even the deal, I was like, okay, I'm not doing it, and then I kind of like meditate on it. I call you, Gilles, we're doing this deal. You did not kill the deal, did you? I was like, no, I know you, so I knew you wanted. It's like, Jesus. So I have to go through the process. He did not kill the deal. Oh no, I knew you. It's
Like, 48 hours left.
Yeah.
He's gonna call me back. He's gonna come back.
Like you, it's like, Jarek, I knew you. You know that. Like, look, I'm getting goosebumps. This is funny how well, like, we know each other, and it's like the energy like we exchange is funny. It's like, no, Jarek, no. When I called you, I think it was 2 hours left.
I would have killed it at the
Yeah.
23rd hour.
Yeah.
Like,
23:59.
Send the
It's like-
cancellation.
Send the cancellation. It's like, oh no, Jarek, I know you. It's like you have to go through the process. So.
Yeah.
So for me, just whoever's listening, for me, it does work. Even sometimes I'm losing Gilles, like, my shit on the phone, like, I don't race, like, kind of like, I see I'm losing the control over my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I'm going to say something stupid. Whoever's listening right now, I'm sorry if I did this to you many times, probably to you too. I just hang up. I'm like, oh, I lost, like, like I'm losing, like the signal. I like call you right back. And I truly go back for like 1 minute, just take a deep breath, and like, it's like, come on, get out, just be in the present moment. And then I pick up the phone and go back. Hey, I'm sorry, I have no signal. I'm going through the tunnel. We have only freaking one tunnel
Just
in
so you
Fort Lauderdale, but I go through the
relax.
tunnel many times. It's and what I mean is not the tunnel that in Las Olas. It's truly the tunnel that in my head. And really helps me. And then I like it's 30 seconds, 45 seconds later, because I can say something, I'm gonna regret it.
Yeah.
And with our deals, we can kill the deals very quickly.
100%.
And we have a lot of ego,
emotions,
and we have a lot of egos going on in our deals. And my deals are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's the awareness level, the conscious level is a lot higher. And
It's a lot at stake, and
yeah,
the nerves kind of kick in, and
yeah. Gilles, thank you. I mean, I hope anybody's listening, you know where to find me. Just put the button you like the podcast and subscribe to my channel. You can find Gilles on Instagram. Gilles, go tell people where to find you.
Gilles Rais Fine Homes.
We're gonna put the links,
And,
we're gonna put the links for Gilles. We're gonna put the links for me. But subscribe my channel. Put a like. Or put some comments. I guys really appreciate you. Follow Gilles, and then thank you very much, Gilles.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I'm
brother.
very grateful to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Leave your comments and subscribe for more insights on mastering the inner and outer wealth.